Disclaimer: to prevent YouTube from banning this video, we have to change the word of a radical group name from ISIS into CISIS.
Two self-radicalized teen boys dealt with under the Internal Security Act. He had considered carrying out knife attacks and becoming a suicide bomber.
What if I told you that a radical group is recruiting young people through ROBLOX? That inside this children's game, he recreated war zones from Syria and the Philippines, waved the black flag, and even pledged allegiance to a virtual CISIS leader. Or that his friend, also a teen, watched these scenes, got radicalized, and planned a real knife and bomb attack on the streets of Singapore. That sounds like a bad sci-fi movie, but except it's not. This is real. It happened. And it's just one of many cases showing how violent extremists, including CISIS, are using video games to spread their message, groom young recruits, and even plan terror attacks. Welcome to the new front line of radicalization. This is the story of how video games became tools of radical activity. For most of us, games are a way to relax, to have fun, to escape. But to CISIS, games are something else. They're weapons. In this video, you will see how your kid's game is made into a propaganda tool for CISIS, and the government is actually losing. Welcome to The Real Central. I'm your host, Josh Gultom, and this is the place where we dive into the most unique and unexpected stories from all around the world. If it's strange, surprising, or just downward fascinating, we're talking about it here. We are a new channel, so please subscribe to our channel and comment anything down below to push our channel higher. And thank you guys so much. Let's continue to the video.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pride that I participate in
sitting on authority. Although he became
The Great Pyramid is arguably the most enigmatic structure on the face of the earth.
For most people, Roblox is a game about building things, obstacle courses, avatar fashion, pet trading. But in 2022, Singaporean authorities uncovered something very different. In late 2022, Singapore's intelligence agency made a chilling discovery. Two teenage boys, just 15 and 16 years old, had been radicalized entirely online, using a combination of Discord chats and the popular gaming platform Roblox. These weren't just ordinary troublemakers or edgy gamers. One had become a full-blown CISIS supporter. The other was planning a real-world attack linked to a radical group. And it all started with a video game. The younger teen, a secondary 3 student, started his journey innocently, looking for religious content online. He stumbled upon the teachings of Ismail Menk, a Salafi preacher banned in Singapore since 2015. From there, he fell deeper into the rabbit hole. Extremist channels, violent CISIS propaganda, and encrypted conversations with foreign radical contacts. Within months, he came to believe that violence against infidels, which to him included non-Muslims, Shia, and even Sufi Muslims, was not only justified, but required. He watched head removal videos obsessively. He glorified self-deletion bombings. He began fantasizing about martyrdom. He tried to buy in CISIS flag online. Then he crossed a dangerous line. He started pushing that content onto others. At school, during normal lessons, he quietly approached his classmates, friends who knew nothing about his beliefs, and showed them CISIS propaganda videos, brutal, bloody footage, heads being removed, explosions, final punishment chants. He hoped they'd be inspired, that they'd join him in the ideology, but they didn't. None of them were persuaded. Not one of his classmates fell for it. In fact, most were disturbed. But no one reported it. No teacher was told. No alarm was raised. And that silence allowed him to keep going. Soon, he began planning an attack. His target? Civilians in Singapore. He drew up a plan to stab and remove the heads of tourists on Orchard Road, and then detonate a self-deletion vest, an attack blueprint lifted directly from CISIS manuals. By 2021, the teen had joined several CISIS-themed servers inside Roblox. These weren't random role-play games. They were virtual war zones, digitally recreated battlegrounds of Raqqa and Marawi, checkpoints with black flags, avatars dressed like CISIS fighters. It wasn't just a fantasy. He treated it like a real-life caliphate. He even pledged Baya, allegiance, to an in-game CISIS leader character. He called himself the faction's chief propagandist. Over several months, he recorded and edited 3 propaganda videos, capturing scenes from Roblox battles, overlaying them with jihadist anthems and CISIS slogans. He uploaded them to social media as if they were official CISIS material. Though he never planned a real attack, his online activity played a dangerous role, glamorizing violence, spreading the ideology, and making jihad look like a game. Authorities acted before it was too late. The 15-year-old, whose plans posed an imminent threat, was detained without trial under Singapore's Internal Security Act. He became the youngest person ever detained in the country for involvement in radical activity. The 16-year-old, who focused more on propaganda than physical violence, was placed under a restriction order, effectively house arrest, with internet access strictly controlled and mandatory participation in religious counseling programs. It was about a new kind of radicalization, silent, invisible, and terrifyingly effective. And if it could happen in one of the world's most tightly secured countries, it could happen anywhere. Roblox, Arma 3, Minecraft. Their openness is a double-edged sword. With a few clicks, extremists can build training camps, stage past attacks, or invite others to roleplay future ones. This is the gamification of propaganda, ideology that isn't merely watched, but played, interacted with, performed. And these worlds come with built-in chat, because in gaming, the real danger isn't just what you're playing, it's who's you're playing with.
Both boys consumed terrorist propaganda online. One of them even underwent online training on a gaming platform called ROBLOX. How much of a concern is this?
No, it's deeply concerning.
You log into a game, join a match, and hear a friendly voice. It starts with small talk. Where are you from? Then comes a private invite, a Discord link, a PDF, a video, a question about your faith. What if the media is lying to you? Before you know it, you're not just gaming, you're being recruited. Back in 2013, leaked NSA files showed that agencies were already watching World of Warcraft and Second Life because they feared extremists were chatting there in secret. 2 years later, after the Paris attacks, Belgian Minister John Jambon sounded a new alarm: PlayStation 4 voice parties. He called PS4 chat the hardest system for our intelligence services to decrypt. The worry was simple. Radical group could plan in private voice channels that law enforcement couldn't easily monitor. Console makers have since added text chat scanning and limited reporting tools, but voice chat remains largely invisible. Extremists exploit that blind spot. They don't open with "join CISIS," they build trust. Do you hate what the West did to Iraq? Ever feel like your people are under attack? There's a group fighting back. A few sessions later, the conversation moves to Telegram, then to encrypted PDFs on bomb making. Grooming step by step through a headset. Discord amplifies the problem. Private servers linked to gaming clans let recruiters feed propaganda memes, drop links, and extremist manuals to minors who think they're just hanging out with teammates. And intelligence agencies confirm the trend. A 2025 Dutch report says dozens of 12 to 17-year-olds were caught swapping CISIS files inside Discord and Roblox chats. Some discussed real attacks. Almost all first encountered the ideology while gaming. So the next time someone says it's only online, remember, in Singapore, 2 boys nearly turned headset banter into violence on Orchard Road. Pixels can become plots faster than you can load the next map.
ISIS songs and superimposed images of an ISIS flag to his Roblox game footage of virtual ISIS factions conducting attacks to create in the video. And starting March 1st, some drivers and administrators will be seeing an increase in their wages. About 5,000 drivers and 32,000.
Still tempted to think this is just online? Let's look at what's already happened offline. Remember the Singapore case from earlier? 2 teens, radicalized entirely through ROBLOX and Discord, drew up a knife and bomb plot for Orchard Road before security services intervened. That alone proves pixels can turn into police files. The Netherlands, 2023 to 2024. Dutch intelligence flagged more than 30 minors sharing ISIS propaganda in ROBLOX and private Discord servers. Some talked openly about attacking a local shopping mall. Authorities chose rehabilitation over prison for most of them, but warned that the line between fantasy and intent is getting thinner. In 2024, Europe nearly faced an attack led by a radicalized teen group on Easter Sunday. 7 young suspects, just 15 to 18 years old, coordinated an ISIS-inspired plot to bomb churches and police stations in Switzerland and Germany. They never met in person, never trained together. Their connection? A group chat spun out of a gaming community. Back in 2016, the United Arab Emirates faced its own teen terror scare. A 17-year-old boy was stopped at the airport, moments before boarding a flight to join ISIS in Syria. He carried a USB stick packed with final punishment videos, maps and coordinates, evidence of full commitment. According to Emirati police, the radicalization started in an online shooter lobby. ISIS recruiters posed as players, earned his trust through voice chat on PlayStation, then steered him onto encrypted apps, feeding him doctrine and travel instructions. This wasn't propaganda inside the game, it was propaganda using the game. Recruiters built trust in a familiar play space, then gamified jihad, turning battlefield metaphors into literal missions. For teens, it felt like friendship, adventure, belonging. Interrogations from these cases repeat the same chilling phrase. It felt like a game. Teens describe ISIS firefights as real-life multiplayer, bragging they would earn martyrdom the way gamers chase achievements. Psychologists call it behavioral transfer, interactive fantasy training the brain's reward circuits for real violence. Add peer applause in chat, and the threshold to act can collapse fast. White supremacists and neo-Nazis copy the tactic. ROBLOX recreations of the Christchurch Delhi attack let players practice the surest route. Steam once hosted a school shooter simulator mod, praised in extremist forums. Each takedown spawns a re-upload with new code words. So the fallout is tangible. Teenagers detained without trials, families shattered, national security services stretched thin, all because extremist propaganda hid inside what looked like harmless play. The line between headset trash talk and headline tragedy is far thinner than we thought. By now you might ask, surely the game companies are fixing this, right? Well, yes and no. After the Singapore plot surfaced, ROBLOX Corp purged ISIS worlds, tightened filters for extremist words and symbols, banned every linked account, and partnered with the Middlebury Institute's counter-terror lab CTAC. Good moves. Yet the propaganda server ran for a year before anyone noticed. Scale is the enemy. 40 million daily users generate more maps than any human team can scan. Steam and mod havens. Valve's Steam once hosted hundreds of groups glorifying ISIS and a slew of jihad mods for Arma 3. Public pressure forced Valve to purge the worst offenders, but moderation still relies heavily on community reports. Each time a mod is nuked, clones pop up on off-platform mirrors and re-enter under innocuous tags. And how about Discord? Discord, originally a gamer chat, bans extremist servers on paper. In practice, invite-only rooms stay hidden until a whistleblower leaks an invite or a bot catches known terror hashes. Discord has joined the tech consortium GIFCT and shares takedown data, but private voice channels remain a gray zone. ROBLOX collaborates with counter-extremism NGOs. Microsoft has joined the GIFCT and implements hash matching for radical content across Xbox Live. Valve is improving but still lacks in proactive scanning. Smaller or overseas platforms often lack dedicated trust and safety teams and may not even know which law enforcement agency to contact when they encounter extremist material. And remember the voice chat blind spot we covered earlier. It persists across every major platform. Until companies can filter or flag real-time audio without nuking privacy, recruiters will keep whispering in lobbies. Regulation focuses on social media. Game studios operate in softer legal terrain. Without a binding standard or shared database, extremists played whack-a-mole while each company fights alone. The result? Moderators chase thousands of reports a day. Recruiters need just one lobby that sleeps through. It's not purely a tech problem, it's a priority problem. Until every platform treats extremist grooming as seriously as cheating or child safety, we'll keep seeing propaganda mods, hidden discords, and training camps pop up faster than they can be erased. Ban Incis's server on ROBLOX, and a fresh one spawns under a meme name. Delete an extremist mod on Steam, and mirrors re-uploaded hours later with tweaked tags. Every action triggers an adaptation. In 2021, the EU's Radicalization Awareness Network warned, extremists are introducing innovations faster than we can respond. They weren't exaggerating. Today's extremist recruiters have evolved far beyond the old propaganda videos and forum rants. Now, they operate like ghost coders inside the digital multiverse, slipping between platforms, exploiting every loophole, and vanishing before anyone can pin them down. They no longer use obvious slogans. Instead, they swap words for emojis or gamer slang, just enough to dodge automated filters. Their propaganda files aren't shared directly. They're hidden inside texture packs, map mods, or seemingly harmless game assets. Discord links expire within hours. Burner accounts are used once, then deleted. As soon as one game gets attention, they migrate, jumping into obscure indie titles where moderation is slower or non-existent. It's like chasing leaks in a dam. Moderators patch one hole, but another bursts open. Each fix buys time, never victory. And now, there's a new frontier. As virtual reality platforms grow, extremists are already laying foundations in the metaverse. Investigators have found private VR chat rooms decorated with CISIS flags and white supremacist symbols. In these virtual spaces, full-body avatars train hand-to-hand combat. Voice chat is spatial and encrypted. No text, no logs, no easy screenshots. Imagine a recruitment seminar held in a digital desert camp at midnight GMT with attendees from 5 different continents, all masked behind avatars. This isn't the future, it's already happening. Researchers are calling it immersive radicalization. Because this isn't like watching a propaganda video. This is walking through one. This is rehearsing it. To counter this, the response has to evolve just as fast. We need terror hash databases that don't just scan YouTube thumbnails, but detect extremist code hidden inside mods and map files. We need real-time voice analysis that can flag radical slogans in online lobbies, then hand them off to human moderators before they escalate. There must be an industry-wide emergency hotline, so when a tiny game studio detects something suspicious, it can alert Interpol in minutes, not weeks. And maybe most importantly, we need education. Parents, players, teachers, everyone has to learn how to spot coded language, how to read between the lines, how to see the red flags before they ignite. Because if we don't, recruiters will keep leveling up. The battlefield has already shifted, from forums to YouTube to games. VR is next. And if we stay reactive, if we keep playing catch-up, then the next wave of virtual jihad may break containment before we even realize the map has loaded. ISIS is still doing this continuously. There may be no casualties this time, but what about in the future? If you like this video and want to see more deep dives into more unique content, don't forget to subscribe. We've got more coming sooner or later. I'm your host, Josh Gultom. Thank you for watching, guys. Goodbye.